Hey guys, Heidi Easley here, and I teach women how to make money teaching paint parties. And I'm going to be painting a huge 6-foot sign today with y'all. Basically it says Happy Halloween. And I'm going to walk you through how I am doing this. And then also I'm going to talk about 3 ways to share God's love through paint parties. So when you come on, just tell me who you are and let me know where you're from. I'd love to hear if you're already teaching paint parties, and if you are already in Paint Party Headquarters. We have had so many people join this week. It is insane. I'm so excited about welcoming all the new members. So if you've joined recently or you're already a member of Paint Party Headquarters, don't tell my mom about using my teeth. Go ahead and put it in the comments and let us know. I think we've had, I was trying to write down the count before I got on here so I could tell y'all. We've had 123 new people join just since yesterday. So we have over 530 women who are doing paint parties and learning about paint parties. And I'm going to talk to you today about 3 ways to share God's love through paint parties. So we'll get started. All right, go ahead and say hi once you get on. I'm going to go ahead and start painting this all orange. If you sprinkle the love across Facebook, let me know in the comments. We'll be picking some winners next week, and then I'll go shopping with Pixie. We like to grab some presents, go shopping for y'all, and then send y'all some fun happy mail. So just make sure if you sprinkle the love across Facebook that you say sprinkled the love so we know that you did. And then I'm going to be painting this and sharing 3 ways you can share God's love through art. So number 1, there are many ways, honestly, but we're going to be sharing 3 ways to share specifically God's love through paint parties, okay? So the number 1 way is praying for His guidance, praying for Him to show you opportunities. So today we had our prayer and gratitude meeting, which we do once a month with all the ladies in the group. Please don't judge this chair. It has paint all over it. Can you imagine that? There's paint on the chair. Really? Yeah, and somebody said, why haven't you painted your chair yet? I'm like, actually, I don't know. That's a good question. I could literally just start painting it now. That maybe should be alive. Do y'all want to see me paint the chair live? I could do some cool stuff with it. But yeah, so in our prayer and gratitude meeting today, I always talk about this, and I'm telling you, it is so true. I always pray for God to show me opportunities. And whether I'm stuck, whether I figure like I can't get a paint party, or I'm not sure what's going on, I always, number 1, always pray for God to show me opportunities. Number 2, and if y'all want to put in the comments ways, oh, thank you for sprinkling the love. I appreciate it. And let me say hi to a few people. Oh, and Instagram, sometimes it works on here, sometimes it doesn't. So hello, Instagram world. We have Ruby on. Yes, thank you. She sprinkled the love. Nancy is on. Nikki is on. Yay! She says, hi again, Heidi, new Paint Party Headquarters sister. Oh, and if you are a Paint Party Headquarters sister, make sure you hashtag PPHQ sister so I can give you a shout out. And from Wisconsin, your chair looks like mine. I know, this is so there's paint on it. It's so crazy. Terry says, that was me that told you that. And yay, you got the paint on the chair. I'd love for you to paint it live. I know. I feel like I just need to just start going for it. But I really don't want it orange. So I'll pick a color. Maybe that'll be my tonight's live. I'm going to do another live tonight. Maybe it'll be painting the chair. Stay tuned. So praying for opportunities. Number 2, guys, pray for your painters. So a lot of times, and this morning we were talking about that. One of the ladies was nervous, about speaking in front of people. And it can be nerve-wracking. But when you start thinking about who is coming to your paint parties, when you start thinking about what is going on in their life and how you can serve them best, the coolest part is as much anxiety as you have about it being about you start to think about, let me go ahead and share this. I think Instagram didn't work very well for me. Once you start thinking about, what's going on in their life and how you can help them, the nerves go away. And it is so true, y'all. You know, I've shared this many times openly about, you know, I personally take anxiety medicine. I've struggled with anxiety since my mid-20s for, you know, 15 years now. And it's just something that, you know, I've struggled with. And to know that, like, once I get into a paint party, I might be scared when I first start, but then as I'm going, when I start putting my attention towards somebody else, it just goes away. And when you paint, it goes away. I mean, how fun is this? You know, it's just like going on the, you know, it's just painting this board. It's just like therapy. So that's number 2. So number 1, praying for opportunities. Number 2, how to share God's love through paint parties is actually praying for them. And then number 3, listen to people when they talk. So sometimes, and you may have gone to a paint party where people like literally could care less if you're there. You know, the person running the paint party could care less if you're there, and they're just there to make some money, right? They're just there to teach the paint party and go on. The girls in Paint Party Headquarters, we don't do that. It's not all about the money for us. Again, we feel like it's a bigger mission. You know, we're getting people off their phones. We're getting people to connect. All of those things really matter. And so whenever I'm at a paint party, it's not about get it done, get to the next step. I gotta go. Come on, come on. It's not about that. And the same, you know, ladies that are teaching these paint parties, you know, they're knowing it's not about that either. There's more to that. You know, when I talk to somebody at my paint party and I'm asking them about their family, I genuinely want to know about their family. And I really try, as many people as I meet all over, I really try to remember, like, what happened? You know, okay, what happened with her family? So when I go to another paint party and I'm talking to them again, I actually can remember what happened with them, and I can follow up and I can ask questions. And I do that because I care. And I think that is what really makes a difference. When you're praying for people, when you're there, when you're, you know, setting up, you know, a lot of times, you know, we're anxious, so we start, you know, setting up, but the whole time we're just worried about how we're going to do. If we stop and go, wait a minute, what if I just think about what's going on with them? It totally takes the nerves away. It takes all of that kind of, you know, it just takes it away. Guys, I'm just using a big brush. This one I probably got from Lowe's. You can get them at the dollar store, although depending on what dollar store you're at, I don't love some of them. This one though is just like you can get these at Michael's, at Lowe's. And then I use Jack-o'-lantern orange. And then I'm going to go in with black and take this and dot it on here. So we're going to have a bunch of dots before I put the stenciling. So can y'all see that? I'm going to push this down. And those of you that are like, okay, Heidi, this sounds awesome. What is this Paint Party Headquarters you speak of? Okay, so basically I open it twice a year. We are not opening the doors until May of 2020. So if you have thought about maybe teaching a sign like this, but not just teaching it, you know, not just making one and selling one, but actually hosting a paint party with this, where you could, you know, possibly make 350 plus doing it this way instead of doing just one off, Paint Party Headquarters is for you. So if you're the person who, maybe you've already started, like my friend Allison, every year she makes ornaments. They're beautiful. Like our Christmas tree is basically an Allison Christmas tree. We don't even have any other ornaments. We just have Allison's. I told her, I was like, I just need a whole tree devoted to you. And so every year it's like one of our favorite presents. We wait and we get her little box, and she's handmade the labels. She's done all of it herself. And we get so, ooh, I like that. We get so excited about her ornaments. So what you could do is, if you're that person, I'm going to turn this around so that these circles match up. And I'm just going to, I'm going to have a little mess up. You're going to see a little mess up here because I went too far on that way. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Just kind of get it right a little bit. But, you know, she's that person that is a maker, a crafter. and she always does it for free, which I'm thankful because we're getting them for Christmas every year. But she always does it for free. But if you're that person who's like, man, I'm kind of good at this, I like doing this stuff, well, why not try to teach one party a month between now and Christmas and use it for a fun vacation, or try to use it for, to pay for your Christmas or whatever you want to use it for. In a second, I'm going to read you something I read earlier. I actually sent it out, but it talks about hope, and I think it goes really well with what is going on, with just the background of why this is so important. It's not just about paint parties, and again, I'm turning this as I do it, and then I'm trying to just eyeball it, and then you'll kind of see in a minute the purpose of why I'm doing all these dots first. And then, of course, if you know me, I'm going to be using some gold. Those of y'all that are just joining, sprinkle the love. I would appreciate it so much. Let me know if you've already joined Paint Party Headquarters. Again, the doors close at midnight on Thursday. And then also, those of you that are wanting to join, the link should be in the description. And then we've been talking about 3 ways to share God's love through paint parties. And then I'm going to read you something I wrote. It was basically inspired by a sweet lady named Shelly that is in my Paint Party Headquarters. And it was one of her posts that she did. And I wrote this last week on the plane, and I just was so inspired by one of her posts, and then this just kind of came out of me. Hey Trisha, hey Becky. Oh, thanks for sprinkling the love. What if you're an artist and want to teach something besides paint parties? Would this be applicable? Okay, so if you're an artist, here's the thing. That is a great question, by the way. If you're like a fine artist, you want to remember, okay, so if you're already making money as a fine artist and you're making great money at that, that's awesome. Go for it. Keep doing it, right? But if you're a fine artist and you feel like you're just struggling to sell the next commission piece, you're struggling to get the next, sale or whatever it is, then I want you to think about, I almost really messed up. I almost turned it upside down. That would have been really bad. I want you to think about, because I know it's hard sometimes for fine artists to go, okay, I'm not going to do fine art. I'm going to do, because what I'm doing is I'm doing a porch sign. It's something anybody can do. It's a very basic, I'm using stencils, and it's nothing serious. I literally put a coat of orange. I'm using a dot stencil, and then in a minute you're going to see how I use gold on top of here. But what I find with fine artists is they forget that this is a different way to market. That's where I live, breathe, eat, and sleep. That's what people pay to be in Paint Party Headquarters for, is because I help you with so much of that, with marketing tricks, social media tricks, stuff like that. But the thing is you have to remember, when you're like a fine artist, you don't, and I may have, got this wrong, but you want to remember that this is to help you make income for your family, to feed your family, to pay your mortgage, to whatever you want it to be, to go on a fun vacation, whatever it is. But when you're doing that, you are marketing it as a party, as a paint party. If you start to market it, which you can market it as an art lesson, but what I find is that people are not making as much money as quickly as they could if they're doing it as a paint party. Now, I'm not saying there's not fine artists out there not making money. Hear me on this. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that if you're in a situation right now where maybe you're not selling as many commissions, try it. Try it. We have full-on tutorials, of tons of really popular paintings that will be, this fall and Christmas. And just try making, just try it and see. What I find is if you're like a true fine artist, because, I was an art teacher for a while, and I was like, I remember a year, I was like, I am not ever doing crafts in my art room, ever. Like, never, ever do crafts. I was that person, right? And everything, of course, being an art teacher, everything was tied to an artist. And really my heart was painting like this. Like, you see my wall. My heart is to paint big. My heart is to have, beautiful colors, to have bright, just to be, really fun, more of like a whimsical artist. But when I was teaching in schools, I felt like it really had to be a certain way. Then I just started discovering other artists and other ways of doing things, and I realized I didn't have to always make it so structured, right? And then as I started doing more paint parties, at first I started teaching, like Starry Night was always one of my go-tos. I would teach more, I taught the Scream, I taught all these major art things, and then I started realizing that's not really what the beginner who's going out for their ladies' night out event really wants. They want something cute they can hang up for Halloween or fall. They want to paint a pumpkin with their friends. They just want to have a good time and paint something beginner. So I would say if you're looking to make some money at it, some really good money this season, then I would just kind of if you're a fine artist, just take a moment, breathe, just go with it, have some fun, offering these kinds of classes. And then what you'll find is so many doors open up because you are meeting people. So I have mural projects on the side. I have 4 commissions right now that come from that. I'm meeting a lady tomorrow to talk about painting the inside of her VW bus with all black light colors, which I am so excited about. Just so many exciting things that come of that because I'm always putting myself in a position of, hey, I paint, I teach paint parties, and I'm always meeting new people. So yes, there are many, many opportunities like that. Okay, let me finish this little section and then I'm going to read y'all what I wrote about hope. Okay, this is going to be tricky because I'm holding it. Let's see if I can do it. I'm going to read you this section while the black's drying. Ooh, that was not my best little dots down there. That's for sure. Blue? My dog. He's going crazy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I wanted to read you this. This was inspired while this is drying. Then I'm going to show you how to use the stencils on top of this. And oh, hello, Shannon. It's okay that you're late. Oh, Shelly, yay, I'm going to read your thing that you inspired. Don't cry. Blue, come here. Come here, Blue. Hurry up. Come here. It's just 2 p.m. Come here. You want to see everybody? Sorry, y'all. Blue gets very excited when there's any kind of visitors. Okay. All right, so I'm going to read this real quick. And then any of y'all that have already joined Paint Party Headquarters, I just want to say welcome. Pixie's been writing y'all's names. She's at school right now, so she has a lot more names to write tonight. But we're at 123 new members, so we're over 530 strong. And these are praying people, praying ladies, all teaching paint parties all over the world. And it's a pretty cool place to be. And so Shelly, one of our members, she inspired this little written thing, and I wanted to read it to you. It's about hope. Okay, I'm gonna get my breath. Take a deep breath. Okay. So many of you have come to me to help them get started on this thing I call a paint party adventure. Some come seeking fresh new painting ideas. Some of you come seeking new ways to market their paint party. Some come wanting help with the techie part of the business. Some come just needing help getting started. Some know the potential, but come needing that little push of seeing others go before them. Some come to reignite their passion for creativity. Some come to learn how to have consistent and bigger parties. Whatever the reason, I'm here to help. But at the end of the day, it's not really about paint parties. It's about sharing God's love through art. Shelly recently shared her story at a paint party in front of an entire group of ladies that she had never met before. She noticed several of the ladies crying, not because her story was sad, but because her story brings hope. Hope is one of the most important things we can have. Hope can help take away sadness. Hope can help you get up in the morning. Hope can bring excitement. Hope can add a new perspective on your situation. Hope can bring joy. Hope can bring inspired action. Hope is actually biblical. God wants us to have hope. And that's Romans 15:13. So if you want to look that up, Romans 15:13. As I love teaching you all the logistic sides of this paint party adventure, I don't want you to lose sight of what you are really able to bring to the table and expect to receive. Sharing God's love through art and the hope paint parties can bring you. I am extremely excited to help you on this paint party adventure, from the logistical side of things to the techie, the marketing, and even holding your hand when you have the ups and downs, which you will. It's a part of business and life. I'm here and I can help. Let's find your hope again and paint the town while we're at it. So that was inspired by Shelly, one of our members, and I wanted to share that because it's so true. You know, we can sit here all day and, you know, we all think, okay, you know, it's great. We're making extra money. We're teaching paint parties. It's so awesome. But again, it's bigger than that. You know, I used to only do this thinking it was about making extra money. And then I started seeing what was happening behind the scenes and how people were, you know, healing and you know, they were this ripple effect of taking it home and then trying another project, or, you know, ordering something themselves. You know, yes, they'd still come to the parties, but then they'd be doing other projects at home. And I cannot tell y'all, like, the whole point of this is sharing God's love through art. This is just our vehicle in which the way we're getting to do it. And it is a lot of fun getting to do it this way. So so this is basically, y'all, the 6-foot board. We're gonna see if Blue, will you be sweet? I need to take him for a walk, but it's like 100 degrees here in Texas. It is freaking hot. Okay, so this right here, just so y'all can see the size, and this is gonna be like a Halloween sign. And I just added dots on it so you can see that it's taller than me. 6 foot. I'm 5'7". I wouldn't say I'm almost 6 foot. Ah, oops. Sorry, chair. Well, it's getting repainted anyway. Okay, so now I know this is a little wet. Let me see if I can find my blow dryer. Are y'all okay with a quick blow dryer so it doesn't ruin? Will y'all let me know in the comments? I don't want to ruin the stenciling because we're right here doing it. We might as well do it right? So let me do a quick blow dry. Anybody else have a blow dryer and you've never used it for your hair? This is the only blow dryer I own, and it is covered in paint. I actually used to take it to the school, and we'd do crayon projects with it. I don't even have one for my hair. If I do, I use this one if I have to, but I usually just let it air dry and put it in a braid and then straighten it. Okay, it's going to be loud for just a second, so tune out if you need to. Are y'all okay with this? I'm going to check the comments. I just don't want to ruin the Halloween stencil. Blow dryers have their purpose. Let's see how much stuff I can fly off this table. Okay, let me go in here. Yep, lots of trash being blown off. Okay, give me just a second and then we'll add the other. Easy way to get rid of glitter. Shannon, that's awesome. Yes, Trisha. So this is basically people will be sharing stencils. So when they're sharing stencils, they could be getting food, drinks, whatever. Because really, it only takes about 10 minutes for it to dry. It's really quick. I mean, when you're looking at this at a paint party, it only takes about 10 minutes for it to dry. So you're really not even, it's not even that long. So I just wanted to do that so it's a little quicker while I'm actually talking to y'all live. And those of y'all that are just joining, my name is Heidi Easley. I am the founder and owner of Texas Art and Soul and Paint Party Headquarters, and our doors are open. They will not open again to the public until May of 2020. So if you have ever been thinking, hoping, wishing you had somebody that would hold your hand and help you along this paint party journey, I am that person. I will help you along the way. So make sure you sign up though, because if you sign up before midnight tonight, you're gonna get an extra bonus. We're actually gonna have a call tomorrow. It's like a fast action call at 10 a.m. So you'll be able to just like ask me questions over and over and kind of have, we'll have coffee together, just kind of a fun little meeting. Let me make sure I don't misspell Halloween. That'd be bad. So what I do during a paint party is, because we have, let's say we have 10 people, I try to make sure I have at least 3 sets of these stencils, because I don't want people to have to wait too long, you know? It's no fun. I've been in that situation a few more times than I like to admit, where they're having to wait a little longer than I would like to admit. And so I recommend having 3 sets of these. And then you can tape it down. As you can see, I am kind of making a little bit of a mess, but it'll be all right. So I just wanted a more interesting background than just straight orange or straight black. And then I'm trying something new. I'm going to try, well, if you know me, you know the gold isn't new, but I'm trying something new and putting new on top. And let's see, we have Trisha says, sign up, don't think twice about it. Best decision I have made. Thank you, Trisha, for saying that. You know, those of y'all that are signing up, you're also, this is brand new. Paint Party Business Planner. It's not even released to the public. Right now, you can only get this inside of Paint Party Headquarters. I created this out of necessity for myself. It's been in my brain for a long time. And I finally got it all created, and it's really been very beneficial, because a lot of times, like, you know, somebody can give you a planner, but they don't know what is needed for a paint party business. And doing this, you know, for many, many years, I created exactly everything that I need, from expense trackers to income trackers to boundaries to ideas by season to, you know, party day prep, timeline, party inquiries, tracking. This one right here, this page alone is worth the membership, because I can tell you for years I would just have people and just random notes everywhere, because, you know, that's how us creative people do. We put notes everywhere, right? And so this really is going to help you with your tracking, because a lot of times you just need a few parties and then you repeat those same locations or those same places every year. And let me find a paintbrush. I have like 1,000 paintbrushes. Oh, they're all over here. Let me grab one of these. And so sometimes you just, you know, you just need it like placed out for you. So if you have been wanting to get your hands on that Paint Party Business Planner, make sure you sign up. And if you sign up before, like I said, before midnight tonight, then you're going to get that early bonus, like fast action bonus call with me. That's going to, you're just going to be asking me questions. And like I said, we have 500, what's our count? We have 530 members in there. So a lot of times when people join, you know, which Paint Party Headquarters is totally unique, because, you know, it's a mentorship program. It's not a franchise. You know, I'm not asking you to spend $20,000 and you're going to have a branch of Texas Art and Soul. No, that is my business. I want you to create your own business, and I am here to help you. So it's $35 a month, and you're going to get so much with that, in addition to so many really cool things that come with that. And whenever you click on the link in the description, you can see everything that it comes with. And I'm here answering questions too today if you need them. Pamela says, yay, Heidi Easley, I am on, ha ha ha, live, yay. Well, I'm glad you caught me live. It's awesome. Hey, Connie. Hey, Pamela. Yeah, so anyway, it's just really cool and unique, because a lot of times people think, well, there's 530 members in there, And how many are brand new? Well, some are brand new, and some are, somebody asked me last night, can I just join and just do the painting tutorials? Like, just to have fun with these painting tutorials. And I said, yes, you could totally join and just do that. And then there's other people that, you know, are already doing paint parties. They just need some, you know, new designs. They need some marketing strategies. Marketing is 80 to 90% of this business, whether you want to hear that or not. You can be the best painter in the world, but if you don't know how to market it, it does not matter. You can be the best painter in the world, but if you don't know how to tell anybody about it or get seats, butts in the seat, and not just butts in the seat, but prepaid butts in the seat, it does not matter. So, so that's where I really love to live, breathe, eat, sleep, just really trying to help people with their marketing, because it's not, you know, just an overnight thing. Of course, you know, that if you follow my tips and tricks, they're going to get you there a lot faster. But it is a progress. You know, we are learning all the time, and I'm constantly devoting. You know, I pay almost $1,000 a month to my own business mentors and learning other types of things to, you know, to help bring that knowledge. So I'm constantly learning and growing and trying to figure out, you know, what I'm doing to make sure that I can help you in yours. And another thing I want to bring to y'all's attention. So I'm not a person here like, hey, I did paint parties several years ago, and, you know, it was fun for that time. No, I have a paint party on Thursday when the doors close. I don't know why I scheduled that day. Now, looking at, but, you know, I schedule paint parties months in advance. So, you know, this one has been scheduled and on the books for a long time. Well, I still currently do paint parties. You know, when I get off of this live, I will be emailing to, you know, talk about my head count, see where it's at. And that's the thing. You know, I'm not a person that's like, yeah, I did that once upon a time and made some money for a few months. No, I've been doing this for years, consistently for years. So I know all of the ups and downs. I know you're frustrated. I know you're overwhelmed. I know you don't know where to start. I know that some days you feel like you're on top of the world and you have created this awesome business. And then I know you're going to have a party that cancels and it's going to make you feel like crap. I know it because I have done all of this. Now that I've done it that long, I finally know the rhythm of this business. And I can easily tell you, yeah, you need to go hard right now, then you need to put some money away for January, because January you're going to be hungry if you spend it all like I did one season. I made a crap load of money, and then we all had Christmas. It was a really great Christmas. And then all of a sudden I was like, thinking I had that same momentum in January, and then I was like, what happened, you know? And so now I kind of, you know, actually hibernate in January. I have some really cool stuff for the ladies in Paint Party Headquarters to kind of help y'all with y'all's goal setting, and we also have a special guest that's going to teach you something really cool that I don't even know yet, and that she's going to teach me too. And so there's so many great things that we can do and learn and still make money during the slower times of paint parties. But if you don't know that, if you don't know when to put the money back, if you don't know when the good times are, if you don't know when this is all happening, then you're just blindly doing it. And why not pay, it's $35 a month, people. It's not, I'm not asking for a firstborn kid, you know, it's $35 a month. Why not find somebody who's doing what you want to do and get there way faster? And we have, you know, right now, like when you sign up, you're going to get an email. So when you get your email, guys, it will probably go in spam. It will probably go into your promotions folder. I want you to go find it, and then there's going to be an 18-minute video for you to watch. I know it's 18 minutes, but you can do it. This 18-minute video is going to kind of show you all the goodness, because once you get like let into the actual private group, which everything's delivered by email. So you get the first 3 Mondays of the month, you're getting a new training from me every first 3 Mondays. And then I have surprise trainings, I have guests. So for example, does anybody know Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments? And she's door hanger queen. She is actually a guest. She has a bonus for all of y'all for joining. I asked her if she would do a bonus. She's doing a really cute elf for y'all, so you'll get access to that on Friday. We also have a really cute coffee that she did with a pumpkin. It's like a pumpkin spice latte. She gave us, rights to use that and a full tutorial. Does anybody know Christy Hawkins from the Social Easel? She's also a friend of mine. She has a really cute lemonade. So, it's not just me. I try to get really great guests that do really great things in the world with painting, so that you're not only getting, stuff from my collection. Or yes, I love to paint, and that vintage Santa I think is going to be a huge hit this year. But it's a lot of different, I bring guests, I bring business guests on. Ashley Reyes, she did a whole training on how to do a Facebook Live sale, like a flash sale if you're wanting to actually get rid of some of your old paintings. All kinds of great stuff. Social media hacks. We have Brandy on there. She taught us a whole lesson on how to use Canva. If you haven't used Canva before, you're totally missing out. There's so much stuff going on. So I try to take a lot of different, people that are already out there conquering this world, that I'm friends with, and I try to, ask them if they'll do tutorials for y'all, which they totally do. And then the other beauty of this is, we're 530 strong. Well, there are a lot of ladies in there already rocking it out with their paint parties, and they need a place where they feel like they're understood. So many of our family members don't understand us. So many of our family members are like, could you stop talking about paint parties? I mean, I've seen my husband glaze over too many times that I like to count, because it's true. We could talk about it all day, every day. But other people, it's like when you go into this group, it's like you're home. It's like you have found people that are doing the exact same thing as you are. It's so crazy. And so we've had many ladies in there that I actually, they'll post something. For example, Leanne, she posted something this summer, and she said, I sold 530 something of these projects within 30 days, just over 30 days. And I was like, Leanne, could you please do a tutorial on that? And she's like, sure. So she did a tutorial, and now we have lots of ladies making money doing the exact same thing that she taught them. And Julie is another girl in our Paint Party Headquarters who is so magnificent. She often comes live, she'll go live for 3 minutes just to share, hey, I did this, or I found this out today, or this really worked. And she has her own successful mobile paint party business. Again, I'm teaching you how to be mobile. I'm not teaching you how to get a studio. Because I love I don't know if I'm a hippie or a gypsy or what, but I just love the feeling of not being tied to a place. I can travel here, I can go to Florida, I can go, 2 hours from here, I can go anywhere. I'm not, just limited by my location. And so the coolest part is, Julie, she'll pop on and she'll just say stuff that she really learned, she's given value. And then she's shared tutorials. We've had many of our members. And Janetta, I always laugh because I'm like, you're like the Dave Ramsey of paint parties. She's done a training in there on what to do with your paint party money, so that you don't look back on an awesome season over the next several months and think, man, I felt like I made all this money, but where is it? It all went under the tree, or, we all went to Chili's a lot, or, wherever you like to eat. I don't love Chili's. I mean, it's decent. It's all right. I could take In-N-Out Burger. I love In-N-Out Burger. It's $2 for me to eat there. It's so good. Anyway, I digress. Their hamburgers, so good. So now I'm mouth watering. Now I'm hungry. But there's so many different things that you could, that you're gonna get from this. It's not just, here's another training from Heidi. I try to bring in a lot of fun stuff. Brandy, I was just talking about you. Okay, what if I just want to teach parties locally and not travel? Yes, you can do that. So I teach you how to go out and get the business. So many people are so scared that they, there's already a painting with a twist in my town. There's already a board and brush. Well, guess what? There's a painting with a twist 2 miles that way from my house. There's a board and brush almost as soon as you get out of my neighborhood to the left, it's right there. But that doesn't matter. The way I teach you is, I have a local party scheduled next Thursday, and I go there pretty much every month during September through about May. I usually try to skip January, although last January I was there. But yeah, so there's many local places, and the way I teach you is how to get the business to where you're not a sitting duck. And also I want y'all to remember, we talked about the whole point of this live was the 3 ways to share God's love through paint parties. Guys, when you start praying for opportunities and then you start taking inspired action for those opportunities, God's gonna make a way. And the craziest thing is like I could be having the worst day and I could be thinking, like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. This is so crazy. I can't, get a paint party booked. We had a lady I was talking to earlier and she's just really frustrated. And I'm like, just take some time, pray. We have to keep going back at it, because what happens is when you keep doing the things that you're supposed to do to get the business, all of a sudden you'll get like a message. Hey, can you teach so-and-so? Hey, can you do that? Like when you start putting yourself out there and doing those things, you'll be so surprised how stuff will start coming to your messages. People start saying yes, like faster than you think sometimes. And then you have to slow down and go, okay, what's the next step of this marketing game, right? Because at the end of the day, it's all about marketing. All about marketing. And then again, as you get stuck, you post a question. And as you get stuck, you post another question. In Paint Party Headquarters, you will never, ever find a time when I'm like, nah, I already answered that question. Good luck. No, never. I don't care if I've answered the same question 500 times, which I've done and have done more than that. But I continually answer those questions. And for those of you that are like, hey, I'm kind of, already doing this paint party thing, we have a whole section. So and this is, I'm about to pull this off, so get ready for the big reveal. It's about to be a big reveal. But there's a whole success path, y'all, that I walk you through. So where you're at from stage 1, this side, stage 1, the hopeful artist, to the dreaming artist, confident artist, techie artist, and the money-making artist. And then I kind of have a what's next here. And the reason why is you have got to know where you're at to know where you want to go. So I really take pride in having our trainings. Brendan, she's a huge part of my team, and she's really super organized, and she's really good. Like, we have trainings, and then we divide them into those buckets. So if you're just starting out, do you think you need stage 5 trainings? Yes or no? What do y'all think? While I finish this little cat over here. Let me take a peek while y'all answer. So do you think you need stage 5 trainings if you are just starting? What do we got here? Nope. Good job, Trisha! You get bonus points. Let's see, Trisha knows for sure. Anybody else? No, you don't. You don't need stage 5 trainings if you're at stage 1. And a lot of times, Shannon says yes. You don't. I mean, if you're already making money, then yeah, get to the more complex trainings. Let's see, we have, at the beginning, yeah, I was thinking, no, that's not, it's okay. We won't count you off part. And what if I don't know how to set up payment processing to take payments? Great question. So that training is in there. So we show you how to do that. We show you how to set up for, getting payments. We show you how to create a Facebook event. We show you, so if you're not techie, all of that stuff is in there. Again, when you get in there, we've been open just a year and 4 months. And so there are a zillion trainings in there. But we've done a really good job of putting them in groups so you know where you should be going. And putting them in sections so that you don't get overwhelmed. And again, if you do get overwhelmed, all you have to do is just ask. And then we literally point you in the direction. We give the answer, and then we also give you the training as well. So everything is very, very easily, I think it's maybe from my teaching background of teaching everything step by step. That's how I handle teaching y'all in Paint Party Headquarters too. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of a shadow line. I feel like it needs to show up. Newbie here, and I have no idea all that you all do. Oh, you're gonna find out, because Aloha, you joined yesterday, didn't you? Start with one, baby step. Yes, starting with one. So, okay, so I'm not going to rinse these stencils. A lot of people would say, oh, they need to be rinsed, but I don't agree with that. I just let them dry, and actually when I'm at a party, I just have people dab them. Because if they try to use a baby wipe and get them all really wet, what happens is it gets crazy. It gets so crazy. Aloha says, I did my 1-minute prayer at exactly 12 noon today. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. So we have a prayer time every Monday at noon Central, and all the ladies in Paint Party Headquarters, we all, I'm going to do that in black. Yeah. We all set our alarms at noon, and then no matter what's going on, we try to stop and pray right at noon for 1 minute for all of the ladies in Paint Party Headquarters. And guys, the reason why is it's more than just, like I read earlier talking about hope, it's more than just a paint party. It's more than just that. So yeah, we're going to have a whole lot of fun while we're at it, and we're going to make some money too. But I want y'all to always keep that in mind, that it's more than just that. And these are all people with things going on in their lives. And so if we can pray for each other and help each other, then that's where it's at. Okay, so I put the gold on here. Can y'all see what I'm doing, or is it too? Let me see. I think y'all can see it. Let me know if y'all can see it. So who has a paint party schedule? Let me know in the comments if you are brand new to paint parties or if you have one scheduled. And then I'm going to answer a couple of questions while I write these out, just to kind of let this stand out. And then I think I might add some blacklight painting to it later, because you can't have a Halloween painting without blacklight. Can't see well. Let me see if I can turn it down some. Hold on, Robin. Okay, hold on. Let me see if y'all can see it. Okay, so I think once I start adding this line, it's going to all start to come together. Okay, let's see if y'all can see. Scheduled, better. Okay, good. Y'all can see it. So Lakila, I know, has one scheduled. We're praying for her to get some prepays. We talked about that in the prayer and gratitude meeting this morning. Shannon says, brand new, have a Guinea-Pig party scheduled on Saturday. Yes. And Nikki said, scheduled 3 from the challenge. Oh my gosh, Nikki, that is awesome. So if you have not took the challenge yet, those videos are going to be available on my blog for just a few more days. Then I take them off. So if you have not watched the supplies videos, I give you a lot of tips on supplies. And then the second video is how to book a paint party fast. And then the third video, 3 tips on how to get butts in the seat. Terry says, I have my first party at a restaurant on the 24th, and I have 13 prepays already. Yay! That's what I want to hear. And hey, Aunt B. Aunt B just joined us. Pamela says, new to this paint party, God told a friend I needed to practice painting, and I know why now. You came when I was seeking. Let me see if I can see the rest of that, Pamela. Sometimes it gets weird on me, and I really want to see your comments. Hold on. Let me see if I can see it on my phone. Hold on, y'all. Oops, I almost painted on the iPad. My husband would have been so mad. Let's see. Oh, here I am. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so Pamela says, new to this paint party, God told a friend I needed to practice painting, and now I know why. You came when I was seeking what you do, so I jumped in with you. Pamela, welcome. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Okay, so Aloha Michelle says, how do you plan and organize a guinea pig party? So I like to have a paid guinea pig party, but you can totally do a free guinea pig party. So basically what that means is that you invite a few family members and friends over, and then you just paint with them. You could invite, I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and sometimes they like to heckle me. So for me, having friends and family, like sometimes that's harder. I'd rather just go for it and do the real thing and kind of, just find my feet that way. But yeah, you could just have friends and family, and we've had people support that way. And then you could just do, a design from Paint Party Headquarters. So what you would do is like pick one of the designs from Paint Party Headquarters, and then all you would do is, follow along with me. I give you the supply list, the step-by-step instructions that you can literally print out at your event and give to your painters. I give you all the materials needed, that you'll have a list that you can go buy the materials, where to get them at the best prices, and then practice. So like somebody asked last night, they're like, well, if I'm just wanting to do the tutorials, is that okay? Yes, if you just want to start getting good at painting, like, Pamela, you said you just started painting, then just start doing the tutorials, start filling it out, start posting, doing that kind of stuff about it. And then you're going to see, as you start to gain confidence with your painting, you'll start to see that, wait, maybe I can make a little money with this. Okay, so Brenda says, would the gold show up better with a layer of black below? An extra step, or maybe reversing the black and gold? I know, I'm going to add this black and see what happens, and then I may actually outline the whole thing in black, which, we'll see. We'll see how it's starting to look. Because I wanted to really have a very Halloween look, but I feel like it needs a lot of black as a shadow line. Thank you for that. Okay, let's see. We have Crescinda. Welcome, Cheryl. My dad's on, Rod Stewart. Did y'all know my dad's name is Rod Stewart? Hi, Dad. We have Karen here. Erica. Hello, Erica. Okay, so go ahead and ask me any questions. I'm going to be answering questions for a few more minutes. And then those of you that have already joined, I want to say welcome and thank you. I just really am very excited to see what you're going to do this fall. I mean, just think, like waking up Christmas morning, knowing everything was paid for in cash. How cool is that? Plus knowing that you're on this new art adventure. That's the thing, y'all. It's an adventure, and it is fun. It is so fun. Yesenia says, I have to start working on my Christmas and Halloween paintings. Yes, right now, Christmas and Halloween paintings. All pumpkins, all Christmas, all the time. Between now and December 20th. Now that we do Christmas and July parties, we actually start Christmas in July. So I love it. We start listening to Christmas music. All of that starts really early. Brenda says, or maybe add black dots inside the gold for texture. Black dots like in here? Is that what you're thinking? We're going to make this pop. I'm going to make it pop. Sometimes when you try a new design, especially when you're trying it live, you don't know what it's going to look like till you're done. And it's okay. Aloha says, can I get into Paint Party Headquarters group today? I would like to set up a guinea pig paint party, but I would like for them to prepay so I can get my materials. Actually, Aloha Michelle, we are putting everybody in the group on Friday. However, since you joined early, you're going to not only have coffee with me tomorrow at 10 a.m., but you also have access. When you sign up for Paint Party Headquarters, you get my full 6-module course called Paint Party Backstage Pass, which is going to help you. Have you already binge watched that? Let me know if you've binge watched that. It's so awesome. Oh, and thank you all for sprinkling the love across Facebook. We like to give happy mail. I'm going to be picking a bunch of people next week and then shipping a bunch of presents. I'll be like Santa Claus next week, shipping presents for all the people sharing. Let's see, Erica says, thank you, Tammy, for sharing. Oh, crap, I'm not supposed to say the word share. Sprinkling the love. Erica says, I love the orange background with black dots. Just joined the feed and hope I can see how you did it. So grateful for you. Erica, I'm grateful for you. You went to Mexico, right? Was that you? I think if you painted white first, then gold on top, it will pop. Oh, yeah, you mean like the gold would have shown a little better. Well, Brendan, I needed that about 20 minutes ago. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Brendan. Okay, let's see. I binge watched most of them, but probably need to binge the ones I haven't. Okay, aloha, Michelle. If you could email Brendan, that's why y'all know I was giving Brendan a hard time, because we talk to each other like 50 times a day. If you could email Brendan, she'll put in her email, and then let her know that you have not received those yet, and she will make sure that you get them. She'll make sure. So you need to binge watch them because it's going to give you a ton of information. And the reason why we're waiting till Friday to get everybody in there is because we want to, we're bringing in a lot of new people, like a ton of new people are all over the world are joining. And so we don't want to just start throwing you in there without any kind of structure. Because the last thing I want you to do is get in there and be so overwhelmed and frustrated and scared and not sure what's going on that you just throw your hands in the air and you're like, nope, can't do it, right? So we really, really take pride in making sure that we handhold, even through the process of getting in the group, because we have some people in our group that are going to be for 10 days that are already in Paint Party Headquarters that are actually going to hold your hand, make sure you do 3 certain things, because these 3 things are going to be really crucial to you. First off, knowing where the Facebook group is. Number 2, having those backstage passes watched, having that under your belt, and then another little post we want you to do, just so you can kind of have a feel of where everything is, because it takes a little while. And these women in here, it's not like a clique. Like, these people are praying for you. I mean, we did our prayer and gratitude meeting this morning, which we do once a month, and like at the end of it, we're all crying, because we know each person is a person and has things going on in their life, and and when you can all come together and bond through something like this, but then also know that you're there supporting each other and it's not competition. For those of y'all that are like, well, I have somebody else, there's somebody in Paint Party Headquarters that lives in my town that has come to my paint parties and is doing paint parties. I never look at her as competition. I look at her as a sister. I look at her as somebody I can help. And I also look at her as like, there's only so many paint parties I can do. There's only so many paint parties she can do. And there's plenty out there. You've got to stop being in that mindset of there's not enough, because there is. I mean, you don't need a zillion paint parties to make a decent living, right? You don't need a zillion paint parties to pay for your family's Christmas. You don't need a zillion paint parties to go to Mexico and visit Brendan. Let's see. We have, yes, so Erica did go. I thought you went to Mexico. That's right. Thank you for sprinkling the love. Okay, so Erica says, can't wait to meet all the new people and see their gifts. That is awesome. Helen wants to know the link to the blog. So, again, Helen and anyone else, if you have not watched those 3 videos, you are missing out. They are only available for a few more days. It's 3 videos. They're about 20 to 25 minutes long. I know we're busy, but guys, if I don't give you a deadline to watch them, you'll never watch them. So they're going to be up until Thursday, and then I take them down. You do not want to miss this free information. Somebody just did the challenge and booked 3 parties from taking the challenge, so don't miss this information. Oh, hey, Sarah. Sarah, how are you feeling? And I wish I had your shirt on. She has an awesome t-shirt box thing, and I actually am one of her subscribers. I love her stuff. If you saw me wear the Grit and Grace the other day, the camo shirt, that was from her. She's so cool. So anyway, I hope you're feeling better, Sarah. Okay, any last questions before I wrap this up? And I think I need a lot more black to make this gold really pop. What do y'all think? What do y'all think if I just totally outline the whole thing in black? Okay, Melissa says, is the private paid group for someone that's already been doing this for years already? Yes, yes, and yes. So Melissa, the people who are in the group that are already successfully making money teaching paint parties, here is why they will, here's what they use Paint Party Headquarters for. Number one, quick, easy, up-to-date social media hacks, quick, easy marketing hacks, paintings that are already created for you. So like that snowman right there that was done by a guest that I had in Paint Party Headquarters. I cannot tell you how many people have messaged me trying to get rights to that snowman to use at their paint parties. And I said, that's fine if you're a part of Paint Party Headquarters. So you're gonna have access to, a bank. I know when I was first teaching paint parties, my biggest challenge was coming up with the newest thing that I thought people would like. What is gonna be the newest thing? And it was exhausting. Well, here, you just go in and grab. We have a whole bank of images and of painting tutorials that we have since May of last year. So yes, you're coming in with a lot, to go through, but you can take and choose as you need it. You don't have to go, oh, I need to get through everything. You can literally just pick and choose the things you need, and that's where we really help you. So it's more like thinking of it kind of like I don't know, what's a good way to describe it? Kind of like a buffet. You can just come in and get what you want, what you need. You might not need all of it, but there's images, there's marketing images you can literally grab and use on your page as a paying member of Paint Party Headquarters. And what I do ask though, is I do ask that you don't come into Paint Party Headquarters and let me tilt this up a little bit. I feel like I need to add a little bit more to this, but I'll do that in a minute. There we go. There we go. And we've been putting your names up here. Pixie's going to put a bunch more names. We've had a lot more people join. And we've been praying for y'all. Brendan, as she, puts you in, she actually prays for you. And then we write your name on here and we pray for you. So these are all names and people from all over. Alabama, Texas, Canada, Australia, all over. And we're just going to keep adding names until Thursday. So everybody who joins will have your name on the wall and it'll just keep going right there. But what I do ask is that if you do join Paint Party Headquarters, guys, don't come in for 1 month and feel like, okay, I'm in for a month. I downloaded, 50 of Heidi's designs and guest artists and all of that, and I'm going to cancel and now use those for the lifetime of my paint party business. No, it's kind of like the YMCA. If you join the YMCA, when you quit, you can't take the treadmill with you, okay? So again, I'm not asking for your firstborn child. It's $35 a month. If when I started this, I had somebody say, here, give me $35 a month and I'll give you every shortcut in the world, in addition to fully painted designs that are ready to go that you can easily take and use on your marketing immediately. Oh my gosh, I would have died if, Tiffany from the Tipsy Artist, who I was watching, when I first started dreaming about this and thinking about this, I'd be at school watching her little videos on YouTube going, oh my gosh, what did she put there? What did she put here? Oh, if she would have been yeah, for $35 a month, I'll teach you everything I know, I would have been foaming at the mouth. Yes, please, Tiffany, please teach me everything you know. Well, instead, I have, fumbled and learned and failed and failed and failed again, and I know all of the things that are doing that you can do that make this faster. I know the things that work. In addition to, there's 530 other women in there that are making money teaching paint parties that we're all adding and helping and supporting and also praying for each other. So if you're thinking about it, this is the place to be. Let's see, Shelly. Oh, hello, Shelly. She's back again. I love how Shelly, she'll come in, then she'll go out, then she'll come in. She's sneaky. Shelly, and I was going to ask you earlier in the prayer and gratitude meeting what you were grateful for. You should put it on here. Erica says, loving your son. Might have to go to Home Depot and get some 6-foot boards. Love you. If you're watching and wondering if you should join, she is fabulous. PPHQ. Oh, thanks for saying that. Sarah says, $35 a month for ready-to-go workshops is priceless. Yes. Oh my gosh. If I had that opportunity back when I first started, totally, hands down. Best money ever spent. Oh, that's what Erica says. Best $35 spent every month. Erica, we're on the same wavelength. Wanda says, could you make it pop with white and gold together to highlight the dots? I love, 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 love your sign and all the names too. Our very own prayer room in your home. Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry. I didn't even think about it as a prayer room. That's so awesome. The power of prayer is so amazing and God's love is full of grace. Wanda, really, that's so cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna try not to choke out. That's so cool. Yeah, we really, guys, we know you are ladies on the other side of this. Yes, I am talking to a screen, and from this side it can seem really strange, but I know there are people on the other side of this, and you're excited, and you have big dreams, and you know, me and Brendan, you know, as Brendan brings you in, she is personally praying, you know, for you, and we're praying for you, and we know that, and the girls in Pink Party Headquarters are already praying for you. Like, we know that this is a scary step, like a big step, but it's a fun one. Like, it is so much fun. You know, a lot of times, I know I talk serious about, you know, sharing God's love through art, but man, it is such a fun job. Like, and I've never left my house saying I'm going to work, ever. I always say I'm going to a paint party. Bye Bobby, bye Pixie, love y'all, I'm going to a paint party. And sometimes they come with me, and sometimes Pixie leads the party for me. You know, so there's just so much excitement around it, and especially this time of year. So if you're on the fence, not sure if you should join, I'm telling you guys, join. We have until Thursday. The doors will be closed till May of 2020 to the public, so make sure you join. And if you join before midnight tonight, you get the extra bonus call at 10 a.m. in the morning with me. So I just want to say thank y'all for all the new people that are joining, all of y'all that have been sprinkling the love across Facebook. I'm not gonna say it. Facebook trying to trick me. And for all of y'all sprinkling, I keep trying to say it, dang it, every time. For all of y'all that are, you know, sprinkling the love, all of that, make sure you put in the comments that you did that so that we can choose Happy Mail. And then let me see if I have any last questions. Maybe white highlights on the opposite sides of the letter or light blue. Yeah, I need to do something with this. I might just turn it over and start again. Sometimes you got to do that, people. It's okay, sometimes. Robin Hurst says, do you help us understand if we need to have a license and taxes and stuff like that? Robin, that is a wonderful, wonderful question. So here is my state on taxes. So I do have a training coming out next month. And it is seriously, let me see what she said. Tammy says, join. May is a long way off to regret not joining. Yes, it is a long way. You could have definitely made your investment back over and over and over again. Love, love, love seeing you, Heidi. Oh, you too. Okay, so the taxes. So here's the thing with taxes. I have a training that kind of leads you to how to get support for your taxes, all of that. But here is what I recommend. So I tell you, find somebody in your area that is a successful business owner. Not somebody who is doing a business, but somebody that you know that is actually making money doing a business. Then I want you to ask them who their CPA is. When you ask them who their CPA is, I want you to schedule a consultation with that CPA. It is very, very important that you do this, okay? Usually a DBA is fine. But I am going to sit here and tell you, like, I actually went to my personal tax guy who is a professional in the field. And I said, is there any way you could do a short training with me just to tell these ladies what they should do? He would not touch it. He said, there are too many variations between states, between ways you set it up, and each person needs to have their own CPA to make sure. Now, that could sound intimidating. It's not. It is not. But guys, when you're running a business, the last thing you want to do is like mess with the IRS, you know? And that can scare some of y'all and think, oh my gosh, this isn't for me, I can't do this. But it's really not that hard. You know, for example, I had a DBA for a long time. But I can also tell you that I will not sit here and say, this is what you need to do for your taxes. Because I don't want to get any of you thrown in jail. And when my CPA is like, I can't touch that. They need to talk to their own local place to make sure. Then that is a huge thing for me to say, I can teach you everything there is to know. That's where my skill set is. I can teach you how to paint. I can teach you how to set up a paint party. I can teach you how to, when it cancels, what you do. I can teach you how to get prepays. I can teach you what to message, do the challenge and get 3 paintings scheduled like somebody just mentioned earlier. I can teach you all of that stuff till I'm blue in the face and not even have to look at notes to answer it, because it is literally embedded in every cell of my being, because I have been doing it for many years. But when it comes to taxes, I am not going to sit in front of a camera and say, this is what you should do for taxes, because I will get you thrown in jail. And I hope you appreciate that we stay in our lanes, that we let the people that are good at taxes do the taxes, that we let the people that are good at this do that. So I actually wanted to get, that more information for you. I wanted to have that, but don't worry. There is a training that's coming out next month that literally says, here's where you go to talk about small business stuff. And then guys, years ago when I first started this, I just went to a CPA and I just, I asked a friend who I knew was very successful. I went to Melissa, welcome. She just joined, yay. I went to her CPA and it has been one of the best decisions of my life. I actually have a meeting with him again next week. And anytime I get, where I'm like, I'm not really sure. What do I do? All I have to do is call our office and I'm like, wait, can I write this off? Can I save receipts for this? And I have a big old box of receipts. I mean, it's like one time I actually turned in an entire box of, we get baby wipes for paint parties. My receipts were in one of those ginormous things of baby wipes. So you just want to do the right thing. And I don't want to sit here and say, yeah, I'm going to tell you everything about taxes. No, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to lead you in the right directions for sure. But when it comes to what to do at the paint party, how to say it, what to say, how to get up there, how to contact, a zillion things. I got you covered. I got you covered. But when it comes to taxes, I just want you to be in the right. I don't want anybody to do all of this great stuff and then all of a sudden realize that, oh crap, I should have been doing this. Let's see. Wanda says, Heidi, I've been watching Tamara and 3 others. No one person wins if there is any such thing. But I choose Paint Party Headquarters early Sunday morning. With God's help, I'll stay. Painting is great, and being praying women is icing on the cake for me. Godly women is who I want to pull myself back together and be around. Thank you for letting us have a safe place here. And Wanda, you are so welcome. And Tamara is such a good friend of mine, and Christy as well. And like I said, they're all praying women. We all love God with all our hearts, and we really, we just feel like so honored to be able to do something so cool and to be able to help y'all do something so cool. I have said it time and time again. Paint parties have changed my life. They've changed my family's life. They've changed everything. And I know God has been the one that's always put people in my place, to push me along that way. The first time I shared my testimony, so I was going to Florida for this paint party. And the reason I went to Florida was, there was somebody sick in my family. And it was years ago, and I remember thinking oh my gosh, I need to fly there. I need to get there as fast as possible. Well, a last minute ticket from Texas to Florida was not realistic. I didn't have the money to, fly to Florida last minute. And I was so upset at myself because I couldn't be there for a family member because I didn't have the funds. And so I started looking for a way, how could I get to Florida, and get there and pay for my trip and visit this family member that needed to be visited. And so so I got creative. I started thinking outside the box. I started problem solving. And so I booked a paint party. And that was one of my first paint parties when I traveled to Florida. And when I got there, I had blogged about my bankruptcy. I had blogged about, some of the things that had gone in my life. I feel like sometimes, I'm I don't know if y'all have this, but sometimes it feels like, it's like a download from God, and just everything comes out really fast. And I feel like sometimes that's how it happens in my writing. And so I'd written, this kind of, short testimony about the bankruptcy. Well, the preacher's wife, who was, letting me throw this event, she asked if I would share my testimony. at the paint party. Guys, I've taught, hundreds of people, thousands of people, art for years and in front of people, in front of big crowds, but I had never spoken those words. I totally went bankrupt. I'd never spoken what had happened to me. And sometimes I feel like, people say it's like those God whispers or what, I don't know the term. Do y'all know the term? But they say God whispers or something when somebody points you in a direction when you maybe feel like you're not ready. And so I went to bed that night and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to speak. And she had 89 people at that paint party. And they just kept signing up, last minute. I remember running to Michael's, 4 states away, many, many hours from home, and just running to Michael's and, my rental car and just getting all these extra stuff. No, actually we drove. And so it was my car and I was getting all these extra supplies. And I remember just being freaking out. I can teach the paint party part, but now you want me to talk and not only talk, but tell my most embarrassing story ever, when I felt like the biggest loser in the world. And what I noticed, and we called it a paint and praise, and what I've noticed is it's trickled off now to people in Paint Party Headquarters. I shared the story earlier, so if you're just jumping on, I shared the story earlier about Shelly, how she had, shared her story in front of a room full of painters she had never met, and how those things are trickling to other people. So again, sharing God's love through art and how, we're doing stuff that we're so terrified to do sometimes, but how awesome is it? And the coolest part was after I shared my testimony, and now I'm in a place where I'm so happy when I say those words because it's taught me so much. It's taught us about money. It's taught us about, grace. It's taught us about forgiving ourselves when we feel like we're the worst human in the world. It's taught us all those things. But the greatest thing that I got out of that is after I shared, I'm walking around this group of 89 women, talking to them and helping them, and I got stopped. I can't even tell you how many times I got stopped. Oh my gosh, this has happened to me. And then they would just open up, this flood of emotions, and they would feel like they were heard and they felt like they were connected. And so when I say that we're sharing God's love through art and we're doing it, we're putting God first always in this, and it's not just about money. Guys, I mean it with all of my soul and all of my being. It seriously is so rewarding to know that you're out there doing something awesome and getting paid well for it, but then you also get to be yourself and possibly help other people with it. So sorry for that long-winded answer, but I just got very excited. Let's see. Lindsay says, very good information. I work for the State's Department of Revenue, and I cannot stress enough for people to research tax info in their own states. Thank you for saying that. IRS and states are brutal when it comes to licensing and taxes. Lindsay, thank you for saying that. And guys, I do not want you to get stressed over this. Again, we go to a CPA because they know all the rules. I'm not sitting here every day stressed over my taxes. I just do what my tax guy says. I have my receipts in a certain area. I have all my folders that I put my electronic receipts in. And so I'm covered. I know I'm okay. So don't use that as an excuse to not start. I know some of y'all are out there going, oh my gosh, this is freaking me out. Don't use it as an excuse. I promise, it's not that bad. You just got to be an adult. Put on your big pants and go to a CPA office. Just do it. It's not hard. Shannon says, would our H&R Block person be a good one to talk to? Possibly, Shannon. I have never really dealt with H&R Block. I'm sure they're fine, but honestly, I like to turn to a person who I know is successful in business because I know they probably have a tax person who's helping lead them in that success. And then I like to find a really good CPA in a local, somebody that you're going to be able to trust. I think H&R Block, they're kind of hired seasonally. I don't know the whole story with them. Lindsay says, in my experience, no. Go to an actual reputable CPA. Oh, I kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit. Thanks, Lindsay. H&R Block does not go through all the schooling that CPAs do. Okay, good. Crescenda says, I love your transparency. Thank you so much for always pouring so much into us. And she is a Paint Party Headquarters sister. Yay! You are so welcome. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Nancy. Denise says, I believe when you're honest with people and share your story, They really want to help and support you. Most people want to help others. When I do good things for others, it's a win-win for me because I'm blessed too. It is so true. And when you come from a place of honesty and just really genuine, like when I'm talking to a lady at a paint party, I really want to know what's going on in her life. Like really. Like when I ask you about your kids or your grandkids, I'm not just doing it for chit chat. Like I want to know. And I'll probably, find out what happened and then ask you about it at the next paint party. So seriously, guys, when you take it to that level and when you really care about people and not just profits, it really makes a difference. And when you really put God first in your family, in your life, and know that, we're not perfect. I mean, I was doing the Bible study this morning out of a Kids Jesus Calling. I always say it's just easier to understand. I can just get to the point. It's just easier for me to understand. But when I wasn't raised in a church. I went to a church, here and there. But, we weren't raised really like going to church all the time. And I didn't really start going to church consistently till after I got married when I was about 19 or 20. We went consistently for a few years, and then we moved to Florida, and we went kind of here and there. But I really feel, especially this time in my life, that God is just telling me, like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I just really feel like that even if I'm not good at it, and even if I have to look at the table of contents to get to a Bible verse, or even if I don't know where Luke is in the thing, I mean, even if we don't know all of that, it doesn't mean that we're at an age where we can't start to learn. And who cares if you have to go to the table of contents to look up a Bible passage? Like, who cares? God doesn't care. He just wants you in His Word. He just wants you trying to learn and grow. And I don't know. I just think that, so many times we feel like we have to be perfect, but there is time and time again where God has used people in the Bible that are not perfect, and they've been able to do amazing, magical things because they were just willing to be that person. So I'm here to help y'all, especially with making money teaching paint parties. All the other stuff is fun too. But anyway, I just wanted to say, make sure you join. If you have not joined, if you join before midnight tonight, we are going to have coffee together in the morning at 10 a.m. Answering your burning questions. And then everybody will put you in the private group on Friday. So just be patient with us. Like I said, we've had 100 and something people join just in the past day. So we're at 530 people, Brendan. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, over 530 people. Thank you. Aloha, Michelle. So we have a massive group in there that is just loving God, loving each other, and painting everything. So I hope you'll join us and sprinkle the love, and we'll give Happy Mail around next week. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon.